Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is your main man, Mizix, coming at you with another one. And today, we got some news out of South Korea. So, South Korea is kind of going after Apple and Google, basically for their platform policies. So, South Korea introduced some legislation that would prevent platforms like the Google Play Store and the App Store from banning in-app payment systems. So this has a couple implications, basically. So Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite, they've been in a dispute with Apple for a little bit because Apple has taken their app off the App Store. You can't download Fortnite off the App Store because Fortnite or Epic, was not willing to pay the 30% fee. So if you sell something to someone in your app, you got to give Apple 30% of that revenue. Otherwise, yeah, you're not in compliance with their policies or whatever. That's the terms. Which that kind of, So I understand if you're going to charge 30% to sell an app on your app store. That makes sense to me, but 30% of everything in the app seems a little bit exorbitant, kind of depending on the app, I guess. But it makes sense to me. I guess Apple owns the App Store. For Android, you can still download it and everything, because you can download apps. You can download whatever you want on an Android phone. But for like an jailbroken iPhone, you can only get things off the App Store. So unless you want to jailbreak your iPhone, which has, it would basically void your warranty, then there's nothing you can do about if you want to play Fortnite. Basically, you can't. If you downloaded it before then, you can still play it. It's still on your phone. But it's been like a year, so a lot of people get a new phone every year. Some people don't. Who knows if you're serious about Fortnite on the phone. But, so I'm kind of torn on this issue because obviously this is good for gamers. When the people who make the games get more money, then yeah, it's good for the gamers, obviously. And then also, the reason that their app was actually taken down was so they weren't really willing to pay the 30% fee. So what they did was they upped the fee. So like to buy V-Bucks, it would cost more if you're going to buy it on an iPhone. And that's actually why they took the app down, is because they were trying to get around the rule. So that was the official reason, but they've been in a lawsuit for the last year, and it seems like South Korea is kind of going after platforms, which I mean, right now, it's kind of, platforms have had it coming. They've been kind of playing this weird inside-outside game where, I'm sure inside the company, they're like, we don't really like these people, and we're going to do whatever we can to kind of harm people we don't like. But then on the outside, they act like everything's all fair, when in reality, it's not. So they're kind of coming after the as far as platforms go, the thing I said last, these app stores aren't really doing that to the extent that other platforms like social media companies are doing it, but they're still doing it. So I'm kind of torn because obviously free markets are good. Free markets gets us stuff that we like. If you like products and new services and things like that, then you like free markets, whether you know it or not. And you like competition in the marketplace because competition always gets you better stuff. So it's their service, right? Like, they make the phone and then they pre-install that app store. Every phone with that app store. So if you want to put your stuff on their app store or on the Google Play Store, you got to play by their rules. And for Androids, it's a lot easier. Like if Epic Games wants to come out with their own Epic Games Store, which they have, I don't know if they have an app or not on my Android phone, but I could just as easily download their app store and just download games off of their app store, and then other people could come to their platform and release games, and probably for a smaller fee, which kind of got me thinking, so I started researching about, what services do these platforms that sell you games actually provide. And so Steam, I was looking at the Steam Cut, and the Steam Cut it's 30% which is the same as the Google Play Store and the App Store. But they don't, as far as I could find, they don't charge you for anything you sell in games. Because I buy a lot of Rust skins, and I was like, oh, am I paying Steam for these Rust skins? Because Steam got me Rust, but they didn't. I'm not buying the skins in the game because of them. I keep coming back to Rust because I enjoy playing the game Rust, and I only really, downloaded it and acquired it because of Steam. And what Steam's doing seems kind of a lot more fair. Because if you make over $50 million, then they take 10% off of that 30%, and they only take 20%. And if you make $5 million, then they take 5% off that initial 30%. So they're only taking 25% if you make between $5 million and $50 million. And Steam actually does a lot more. Like, they don't make computers, or at least I know they started making the Steam machine, but not most people aren't buying that, right? Most people buy a Windows machine, and then they have to get Windows users to download their platform and then buy things off their platform, which is a lot harder to do than, I don't want to say it's harder to do, but it's harder to get users on there than if you just sell a product and it automatically comes with the Google Play Store, and it's kind of something you have to opt out of rather than opt into. I have to opt into Steam. I have to go every time I download a computer or, wipe it. I got to download Google Chrome. Obviously, that's the first thing you do is you open Internet Explorer, you download Chrome, and then you never open up Internet Explorer ever again. Then the next thing I do is I download Steam and I start downloading all the games I want because I know that it's going to take forever because those are the biggest files. And that's really the service that Steam provides. It provides a platform for me to conveniently buy all my games all in one place and then have somewhere to launch them through. I'm sure I could go to a lot of the developers' websites, but they'd probably have their own launcher, and I don't really want to deal with their own launcher. I'd rather just go through Steam because I have friends on Steam. They have their own friend system. It's all integrated, and that's really the service they provide. Is they provide users, they provide a friends service type thing, and then they provide a central launcher application. I go there to see all my games. And I know that's a complaint a lot of people have, is they don't like having all these different launchers. Like, I just started playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC, and I got it from the Epic Games Store, and now I have to have 2 launchers. And as soon as I'm done with Red Dead Redemption, I'm pretty much not going to open up the Epic Games app or whatever, because that's really the only reason I have it. And when I used to play Rainbow Six Siege, I had another launcher I had to use, which I didn't really enjoy. Whereas these app stores, since they make the phone, it automatically comes with it, which I guess making the phone is harder than acquiring users, you could argue. But I mean, there's not much. There's kind of an illusion of choice. You'd have to find the Steam of these app stores, is what it seems like. But I mean, it's their app store ultimately at the end of the day. So I'm not really. I mean, I think Korea's kind of going after them because they have a successful platform, and Samsung doesn't. Ultimately, Samsung is a Korean company. It's it's huge in Korea. They employ a bunch of Korean people. They would never go after Samsung, right? I think that's ultimately just maybe a little bit of nationalism going on, and Korea's trying to go after these other companies because maybe Samsung's trying to make a play or something, and they got with their legislative body and they tried to, tie the hand behind the back of Google and Apple. Ultimately is probably what they were trying to do, but I don't want to get into South Korean politics or whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. That's basically my take on the issue. Ultimately, Apple and Google own their app stores, or the Google Play Store, but you own your phone, and I wouldn't really have a super big issue with this, unless Apple did something to stop you from playing the game, right? If Apple uninstalled all the games or whatever, then that's kind of a bigger issue. But you can still do it. You have to jailbreak your phone to get updates, but Google Play they have, you know, you can just download whatever you want on Google's platform, or not their platform, but they're on their device, which I have a Google device. I have Android. That's part of the reason why I like Android. It's a lot more customizable. So that's my take on the issue. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't really have an outro.